Okay. Thanks everyone. My name is James Akimbami. So this is going to be a very quick intro to cybersecurity. Thanks everyone for joining this session. I'm so grateful for your time this evening. So a bit of myself again, James Akimbami, security specialist. I've been privileged to have been in the industry in IT for over 10 years and in cyber for 7 years. So I've done every area of cyber really. That starts ranging from security operations, that's the blue team, the red team, and please feel free to, if I throw any terminologies at you and you don't understand what that means, please feel free to ask me when we get to Q&A. So I've done, like I said, I've done everything in security, operation-wise, defensive, offensive, pen testing, DPA, governance, risk, name it. I've been privileged to also work for very reputable organization that ranges from UK Home Office. I work with Scottish government. Currently, I work with Bank of Japan. I've worked with other organizations that I cannot mention, but yeah, I've been around for a while. So, in terms of who is this course for? Yeah, really, it's about interest. So, in cyber, before you actually go into cyber, you need to have some basic of IT. That's why I said anyone interested. Oh, sorry, that's a typo. I wanted to say anyone interested in IT. So I will correct that. So anyone interested in IT, anyone with passion, we can start really. You need to be able to have passion. So I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. Usually, cyber is something that when you get into it, you never stop studying. There's no, it never stops. You keep going, you keep doing it because there's so many things that we have to learn. There's so many data bridges. There's so many new technologies. Now we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. This and all of these things have got some sort of cyber element in them. So one of the things that is important is actually to be keen, to be interested in IT. And second one is passion, being able to want to study and learn about new things. And also, keen about protecting sensitive data. For example, in the UK at the moment, there's what we call PII. So this is called personal identifiable information. So the UK government is spending so much money, trying to protect this data. This, about. I'm sure some of you have heard about GDPR. So that's all about data protection. Where does our data stays? Who has access to our data and how do we protect it? So that's what cyber is all about. So it's about data protection, it's about protecting your data, taking care of your data, making sure that your data is securely and saved. um what would you get from this course? This course is going to be a lot of interaction. I don't have so many slides, but it will be a lot of after my session. It will be a lot of I know there'll be tons of questions, and I'm happy to take any questions. So what are you going to get from this course? You're obviously again you're going to get intro to cyber, meaning like some very basics of what we need to know. We're going to be getting a very practical exposure to SIM 2. So SIM tools, this is the solution that we use in my day to day. This is where you kind of do your operations. So if you're interested in the operation side, which is where everybody starts really, it's called SOC. It's a Security Operations Center. So what do you do there? The day-to-day activities is just to monitor security incident for any suspicious activities. At the moment, like I said, I work with Bank of Japan, and that is what I do. They've got tons of servers, IT equipment, and databases. Just tons of them. And on a day-to-day, we have what is called a Security Operations Center, secure 24/7. And we have this group of guys like myself that all we just do is just stay there 24/7, and we're just monitoring the estate for any suspicious activities. Just like today, I was working today, and there were a lot of attack coming from Russia and Ukraine, trying to get into the bank environment. So you could see those live attacks, and again, that's another interesting part of the security operations. Yeah, it will foster your career. If you want career growth, this is the course for you. We're going to be supporting you with CV and interviews as well. So what does that mean? That means that if you have a job interview, I will be helping you to do. So we're going to go through your job description, JD, and we're going to take each of the description in that JD, and we'll go through them one after the other to make sure that you are comfortable and going to that interview and get the jobs. And also good salary, like in the UK for a security specialist or analyst, whatever you want to call yourself. The average salary is £62,500. That's for permanent. If it's contracting, you can get, depends on your experience. You could range from 350, 400, as the case may be. But I can tell you that it's a very good and lucrative course and career. However, there's a caveat. It also requires that you learn a lot, and you also have to understand that you will not start getting this salary when you just start the role. There's always time for you to pay your price as well. But as you joining in your career, you can easily make this money, probably even make more than this in cyber. This is just an average in the UK. I will just pause for a while. Any questions? I know we're not in Q&A first, but I just want to make sure that people are listening to me. Can you guys hear me, please? Okay, I'll take that as yes. I would move on to the next one. So questions. So this is where I need interactions. I know people they're gonna have like tons of questions for me, but yes, I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Is there any question from anyone? Anyone in the house? Any questions, please?
Hi, I've got a question.
Okay. What's your name, please?
So my name is Kene.
Oh, hi, Kene. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, Nice. Yeah. So my question is, for a beginner going into cybersecurity, what do you advise, like in terms of the certification? So, do you advise the person to write Computer Security Plus or the Cybersecurity Analyst certification?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. For someone it depends on your background. So what background have you got? Do you have any knowledge of security before? Or you just want to start? Have you done anything? Do you have like any IT knowledge?
Yeah, I've got IT knowledge because I'm an IT digital engineer. So
Okay.
I just want to do security, but I don't have any security experience.
Yeah, that's fine. We could look at getting you on Security Plus. So that will give you to introduction to network, introduction to basis of security, and that will be a good start as well, which we are going to be covering anyways.
All right. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, please?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Sorry, I was going to ask, does cybersecurity involve coding?
That's a good question. I always say coding is just basically anything on automation always helps you. In security, the short answer is no. It does not involve coding. However, coding does help you to be a very good analyst. So, and I'll give you a very good example. So, if you are analyzing the logs, and they give you during the incident response, so we have what we call incident response. That is when we have a cyber attacks. So they were going to give us tons of logs, and we will be asked to review those logs and look for suspicious activities within that logs. Imagine they gave you like a database log for like 3 months in a bank. It's so huge, right? So they've asked you to review those logs for any suspicious activities. Yes, you could do it manually, but that would take forever. But if you are very good in Python, you could just or any automation to really, you can just create a very basic script that will just help you to run through those logs, and you just put some keys parameter, and it will just be helping you to to work out those strings that you want. Maybe you want an IP address, domain name, server ID, all of those details you put in your programming, and it will just help you to iterate through those logs, and it will just help you to just output those things, and you can then analyze it more better. So again, the short answer is no, but it does help you. Does that make sense?
Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
The other question is, are we looking at networking here?
Yeah, so we are not, this is not networking course, but we are going to touch base on networking, because there's no way you can do cyber without any knowledge of networking. So this course is not about networking, but we will touch base about networking. I'll do very basic introduction to networking, IP addresses, switches, router, firewall, IP, domain name, just very basic. Then I will be pointing you guys to, if you want to learn more about networking, I will point you to where you can go and learn more. But this course is not networking. However, you need to have some networking knowledge to be able to do proper cyber, but just basic of networking. But if you are really, really interested in networking, this is not networking course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. More questions, please? Anyone? I expect more questions. We are 65 in the hour, so I would expect people to ask. Any questions, please feel free. Anything that you want to know about this course.
Hi. Can anyone without an IT background go into that?
Absolutely. So if you look at my slide, I said the only thing needed is just interest, keen, passion. That's all you need. Anybody could do cyber, but obviously you need to be passionate about it. You need to be able to study, give it some time as well. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter your background. Anybody, you could switch from any area and move into IT or move into security. Yeah, it's possible, but it does require passion. It does require you to be to be ready to do a lot of studies. And again, I'll be here to hold your hands, to help you, every step of the way. But I did require you to be passionate about it. I did require you to be keen about it, because it's going to be a lot of element of practicality as well, which is what people want to see. You can see live attacks. We could see all these attacks, how it's happening, and how we can defend against it. How we're going to be reviewing logs, how we're going to be doing like incident response, how we're going to be setting up the labs. All these things are just so hands-on. It's so hands-on that you could do it, literally do it by yourself as well, and you could go back to your house. We're going to be setting up virtual machines, virtual labs, separating it from your home network, and just doing a lot of cool stuff. And these are going to be like a very hands-on stuff, and it will give you that exposure, that practical knowledge that you need. SIM2, databases, Active Directory, logs, and whatnot.
Secondly, how easy is it to get a job with that? Being like new.
Do you mean how easy to get a job in cyber, right?
Yes.
Well, how do I answer this?
I mean, with little or no experience,
So, like I said, with hands-on lab. So, like I said, I've been in industry a long time. What you actually need is to be able to demonstrate knowledge. And knowledge is what you're going to be getting in this training with exposure to practical knowledge. Everything depends on you. I will be very, very sincere with you. Everything depends on you, on yourself. Yes, I would do everything. I would show you labs. I will set up labs for you. I will explain day to day, and I will also show you my work environment. I will literally log on to my work environment, and I will show you how I do triage. We call it triage from end to end. You will see everything live. So you will get every support that you need. And like I said, if you've got an interview, you and I will go through the job description and we'll go through all of those JDs and all of the questions one after the other. And I will make sure that you understand it. Obviously, you will have to be the one that will go and do the interview yourself. But I will prep you, I will help you, and if there's any questions that you don't understand, you can always come back. So I wouldn't say it's hard, and I would not say it's easy. It's just, up to you really, how far you want to take it. I don't know if that answers, if that's what you want to hear, but it will be up to you. I'll be there to help. I'll be there to hold your hands. I'll be there to do a lot of support. But at the end of the day, yeah, you will have to do it as well. I can't do it alone. I need your help. I need you for me to be successful as well.
Hello. So sorry, I was just gonna. What level of technical skill do you need for this course?
So you need basic of networking, just very basic understanding how networks works, just basics. Understanding switches, what is switch, what is router, what is firewall, what is proxy, just basic stuff, which I would explain during our intro. Then after which we'll go into hands-on logs and everything. So you need to your point, you just need very basic understanding of networking and how systems connect together, which we are going to explain again, very basics, just to understand like port number, IP addresses. If you are looking at the logs, what are you looking at? So all that is needed is just basics of networking, which again we're going to touch base. So just to buttress again, this is not a networking course, but we will touch base networking before we move into cybersecurity fully.
Thank you very much.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. What's the duration, please, of the course?
I mean, we'll be looking at least initially, 3 months to see how we get on. At least it probably be more than that, but initial intro, it will be like 3 months.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions, anything about cyber, how the industry is in the UK, how to get jobs, what you need to do. I was expecting tons of questions. Any questions, please?
I just want to ask one question. What are the basic certification needed if someone who has no certification related to IT that wants to go into cyber security?
Okay. Like I said, we are going to touch base on basic of networks. So it will be good for yourself, for someone who doesn't have basic of IT, it will be good to do Network Plus. It just talks about basics of networking. It talks about IP addresses, port number, communication between two networks. I'll give you a very good example. Everyone has got router at home. Yeah, we have a router in our houses, but we we have a gateway that allows us to get to the internet. So that is actually what router is. So anything that allows you to communicate to the outside world, that's a router. So it'd be good to have the knowledge of that. Just some basics of DNS, domain name server. How does it work? If you want to go to BBC, what do we do? How does that process work? A lot of us go to BBC every time, google.com, but there's something that happens behind the scene. So we have that basic understanding that, okay, this is how this thing works. So there's a server somewhere. When I type bbc.com, so there's a server somewhere that it gets into and it gives me that bbc.com. So it'd be good to have those basics knowledge, networking. So Network Plus will be a good one for yourself to have. Then after which you can do Security Plus. So, but it'll be good to start from Network Plus. Just basic of it, which I'll point you to. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's it.
Hi, James. You have
Hi.
some questions sent to you directly. Do you want to check?
Okay. Let me check. So I'm just checking. One sec. No, that was nothing. It was just one question. Oh, okay. What are they expected to be used? And they fixed them. Okay, yeah. For the tools, we're going to be looking at SIM solution. So it's called Security Information Event Management. This is the tool that all of our logs are stored in. This is from Tosin. So we have our logs coming from firewall, IP addresses, switches, router, all of the logs that organization uses. So it goes into that SIM. And for the SIM, we have different vendors. I'm sure maybe you've heard of Splunk. Splunk is one of the vendors. We have like QRadar, LogRedeem, McAfee, there's so many vendors, but that does not matter. So we're going to be looking at Splunk in this training, and we're going to be looking at QRadar. So those are the two SIMs that we're going to be looking at. But it does not matter which SIMs you know. All the SIMs are the same. So you just need to know one and know it very well, and it will translate into other SIMs. So, and you're like, what are they expected to be used? And are they fixed learning or continuous learning tools? Yeah, they are continuous learning tools. Yeah, and these tools are going to be set up in your labs, and you can have those things in your lab, and you can practice them as you wish, really. And if you have any question, for me, when I started, I have a lab at home, because the best way to learn this thing is actually to practicalize it and set up a lab and just see how this thing works by yourself. So we're going to be setting up a lab. You're going to be getting logs from your own machine. You get the logs into your own machine, and you're going to be seeing live attacks, how this live attacks works. And you're going to see how we're going to prevent those attacks. And those are the things that you'll be doing every day, day to day. Oh, okay. So Mary asked me to recap No, it's fine. No, there's no need to apologize. So Mary said, apologies, I just joined the intro late. Can you do a recap of the course of curriculum, please? Okay. Well, for the course curriculum, we're going to be doing intro to cyber, which means that we're going to be doing basis of networking. We're going to be doing basis of security and the tools that is going to be required. This is going to be a very hands-on course. I will be helping with CV. I'll be helping with job interviews as well. That's part of the curriculum. And most importantly, I will be passionate about helping people to get to the next level of their career, really. So I'll say it is really up to you how far you need me. I'll be more than happy for you to call me anytime in the middle of the night. Say, James, I'm trying to understand this, but I don't understand. I'll be more than happy to jump on a call with you and show you things. If there's anything that is not clear, you can always call me even outside of the training day to say, yeah, James, I heard something about incident response. What does that mean? I heard something about MITRE framework. I heard something about DNS, port 50, whatever you want to know in cyber, you can always ask me, and I'll be more than happy to explain that. So again, it will be very hands-on course. it will be something that you will also practicalize by yourself. So you have the lab at yourself. So we can have like ESSI set up on your lab, virtual box, whatever. Then you have like all of those servers installed, Windows Server, SIM2, Calibox, and you can practice this by yourself, and you can actually see how it works. So, Mary, I hope I've answered your question, but if there's any more questions, you can please ask me directly now.
Hello,
Thank you. Hi.
my name is Deborah.
Hi.
I want to ask, for somebody that doesn't have any knowledge about IT before,
Yeah.
and a mother, obviously,
No, that's
how
fine.
difficult do you think cybersecurity is going to be? Do you think I can survive?
Absolutely. Anyone can survive. Absolutely. But I'll be sincere with you. It will be a bit challenging, but the thing is that you can do it. You can do
Okay.
it. So my question is, can you spare like 2 hours of studies every day?
Definitely 2 hours is not bad.
Then if the answer is yes, then you can do it. That's it. If you can spare 2 hours every day and you
Is it
can be
like
consistent, yes, reading, doing your labs, and because it involves labs, right? Because cybersecurity is just like learning how to be a mechanic, right? There's no way you can be a mechanic by not actually doing it. So that's exactly what cyber is. You will have to do it. You will have to get your hands dirty. That's the term they use, in cyber, like, getting your hands dirty. So you have to install this server by yourself. Of course, I will show you, but you will also have to do it, make your own mistakes, and that's how you learn. Because if I just do it for you, you would think you know it, but you probably don't know it. But if you are trying to do it yourself, then okay, James, why is this like this? Why is this not working? Well, then that's how you learn it. So usually what I would expect you to do after you've done it, you now break that server, you destroy it completely and start all over again without my help. You install the ISO, you get everything installed, you separate your network from your virtual box, and you see how all these things are working live, and these are the hands-on experience, so that when you go to interview, they can ask you that, do you have a lab at home? What do you have in your lab? You don't have to even think, you just be saying it because it's something that you've done, right? It's something that you have in your lab, and you just like in your house, right? Somebody asking you that, what do you have in your house? Come on, you would tell them that you know your house, right? That is exactly how your lab is. You know your lab. You know exactly what you have in your lab. So if anybody asks you, what do you have in your lab? You don't have to rack your head. So you know it. Oh, I've got Windows Server. I've got QA SIM or Splunk SIM. I've got this. I've got that. You just be explaining to the person without necessarily have to mind your words, because you know exactly what you're talking about. That's why the lab is good. It helps you. It solidifies your knowledge and make sure that you are very practical hands-on, and you can talk about your experience really.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That helps.
Sorry, I want to ask another question.
Please go ahead.
To install your lab, what is the system requirement for that?
If you have a Windows laptop that is at least 8 gig RAM, that would suffice. But if you have 16, it's even better. So your virtual box needs only 2 gig of RAM, and you can install like a couple of virtual machines in that virtual box. However, when you are not using those virtual box, like those VMs, you can shut them down, and you have your full 8 or 16 gig RAM back. So that's what you can. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And if you are like me, you can go even granular. I have most of my stuff in my Azure, so I've got my Azure and AWS. I don't do it on my personal laptop, so you can also do that. That's an option. Of course, that's not free. You pay some token, but otherwise your laptop is fine. You can just stick with your laptop. As long as you have like minimum of 8 gig RAM, you will be fine. The better the speed, the better the RAM, the bigger the RAM, the better. So but at least minimum of 8 should be okay.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, my name is Precious, and I had a question. So I come from like a legal background from like I studied law, and cybersecurity is an area I'm looking to go into in the next 6 months. So is this course like enough, obviously with practice and my own time, is this course like enough to equip me to, land myself a role within the cybersecurity field?
Yeah, for yourself, because you are coming from a law background, I think governance, risk, and compliance will be something for you. Not necessarily going through the operation route. You can do a basic of the operations, and that will just help you to transition into governance. Yes, you will still need this course, but you just get the knowledge of basics, and we'll find a way to transition you to governance, risk, and compliance, given that you've got the background in law already. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, another reason that I was trying to get into cybersecurity is that I'm also quite into the IT aspect of things. Currently doing data analysis in this with this company.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, it's just I was just wondering if that's obviously I know that the governance aspect of it is there, but is it as actually sorry, just deviating from my question, is it as lucrative as the cybersecurity like roles and salaries and stuff?
So let me just make it very simple. There is no aspect of security that is not lucrative. Every aspect of security is cool. If you want to do governance, if you want to do operation, if you want to do defensive, if you want to do purple team, blue team, threat hunting, any areas of security is so lucrative. I cannot tell you that one is more lucrative than the other. I'll be lying. So it now boils down to your interest. What interests you? What are you passionate about? But every area of security is good. There's no one area that's not good. That's all I can say. So, but everything starts from the basics, which is what we're going to be doing in this course. Everything starts from there. Then you can then pivot into different areas that you want to go. But there's no one particular area that is not lucrative. There's no one single one that I've not seen it. There's no one. Every area is good.
Okay,
Thank you so much
sorry,
for that.
before the next person goes, which is Debbie, I just wanted to say that I have sent the registration link to our chat. So you can please check the Zoom chat for the registration for cybersecurity if you're interested. Please pick up the link and register. Thank you so much. Debbie? Debbie, your hands are up. Is it a legacy hand or something? We can't hear you. You're muted still. Okay. Mark Neil, do you want to go?
Yeah, I just saw the link for the course now because I think I'm interested. But how long is it going to last? Like the whole program?
So, sorry, I'll let. Do you want to answer that?
Hello, yeah, this is Patricia here. So,
Okay, so I can answer that. So we are looking at least minimum of 3 months initially, so, but it will definitely be more than that. But the intro will be around 3 months. I'm not going to say that the 3 months is going to cover everything. That's not going to happen. So, but the 3 months would give us a basis of the foundation. Then after which we can pivot into different area.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, real quick. I heard that the link was sent to the chat, but which chat exactly? I'm not able to find it.
There's the Zoom chat. I'll repost it now, Precious. But if you check your chat on Zoom, you'll see the link I sent. I titled it Registration for Cybersecurity.
All right, thank you so much. I thought it was the Telegram one. Thank you so much for clarifying.
I'll also send it on Telegram anyway, but I sent it on this Zoom chat for those that are external to us. Thank you.
Questions? No questions? Anybody want to any clarifications? Anything? Yeah.
Sorry, I have another question. It's me again. Sorry.
Okay, no,
So
that's
how many
fine.
times? Thank you. How many times in a year will this course be running? Just so I can get like a rough idea.
I think I need help with this one. Can you answer that one?
What was the question?
How many times is this course going to be running in a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 2-3
Hello?
times. Yeah, we can hear
so
you.
potentially the course will run 2 times in a week.
No, in a year. In a year.
In a year.
Yeah.
You made the cybersecurity course.
Correct. Yeah, in a year.
All right. Okay, we're going to finish up this course at the end of 3 months, and then we go to the next level. So that means we'll have like this course twice before the end of the year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Does anyone have more questions? More questions? More questions? Please feel free to ask me anything that you want to know, please. Okay, think I will assume that we're all good then. Yeah, that's me done on the presentation. So if anybody asks more questions, they can always, ping me, ask me anything. So if there's any questions that you want to ask later, then you can ask me. So over to you back, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time with us. Really appreciate the intro you shared for us. So I'll stop the recording first.